This video falls under the category Alpha will talk about anything to help a brother out. Well, the other day I got an email from a viewer who had a grooming question regarding butt hair. More specifically, butt crack hair. He wanted to know how we should manage it, because our friend made the unfortunate error of shaving it with a Bic razor. Now, at first you're like, sweet! This is smooth, clean, so super fresh. But then it starts to grow back in, and let me tell you something, you are in absolute agony. How do I know? Because I tried it once. And only once, because from that point and that one time I knew that I would never subject myself or my butt cheeks to that trauma again. So today I thought that I would offer my personal experience and recommendations for the act of grooming your butt. Now, truth be told, there are really two areas of the butt that we need to talk about. There is the crack and then there are the cheeks. Shaving either one of them is going to result in the same itchy, ingrown hair, uncomfortable situation. And the hairier you are, the worse it is. Trust me. Here's the deal. I'm not that hairy of a guy. Now granted, I do manscape and I shave just about everything except my butt cheeks and my butt crack and my hamstrings. I have learned through experience that shaving with a razor produces an uncomfortable result. Really, right after you're good, you're like, wow, everything's awesome. But then, when it starts to grow back, like we discussed, it gets incredibly painful and you do actually develop a lot of times a rash, ingrown hairs. It's just unpleasant. More unpleasant than butt hair. So we've identified the problem, that problem being butt hair. Now, how do you deal with it? How do you remove it without the agony of it growing back uncomfortable? Well, there are really three options. We've already discussed the first one, which is shaving. This isn't a great option. The second option, and more painful option, is waxing, aka Brazilian. Yes, a Brazilian wax actually does remove all of the hair in the nether regions, including your butt crack. Now, the upside to waxing is that it's actually going to remove the hair for a little bit longer. You're going to delay the growing back process and the discomfort associated with it. However, it does grow back and you are going to be subjected to a lot of the same undesirable characteristics of a shaving. It's just going to take a little bit longer. It's also a little bit more painful, so you got to be man enough to do it. Have I ever done it? No, I'm not that man enough. Some other things to consider before running off and getting waxed is you got to be okay with a stranger actually seeing your butthole. Quite frankly, laying it out there. It's got to happen. You got to spread them. They got to do it. They're going to be all up in your business. If you're not comfortable with that, there's probably a better option. For me, the preferred method of removal is clipping it. Facial hair grooming tools. Pop off the attachment. You can also use your hair clippers without an attachment. And all you do, get in the tub, because this does make a mess, or in the shower or whatever, is just basically just start zipping it up and down your butt. Seriously. And then when you get to the crack, just gently open it up with one hand a little and go up. And I don't know how to say this gently, but somebody's got to say it. We've come this far, haven't we? As you're trimming between your butt cheeks, the crack, you need to be careful when you're using any clipper. Because you could, if you get close enough to that little thing called, well, we're going to call it a butthole, you could nip it. And let me tell you something. You have never jumped higher or further or screamed louder than if you nip it. How do I know? All I'm saying is I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you only do that once. Gentlemen, butt cheeks, butt crack. You want to manage it? You want to manage that hair that's growing down there? You can do it. You can shave it, you can wax it. But me, I'm using clippers. It's actually going to reduce the amount of irritation when you're growing back. It's also going to cut down on ingrown hairs. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, it's the way to go. Oh my God, am I sweating? That was uncomfortable for me too. The other option is just don't worry about it.